What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Panerai. I have the Panerai PAM 0111 on my wrist right now. Very beautiful and super exciting to have it on my wrist. It's a little chunky, as you guys know how Panerai is. If not, we will go through some of the details later in the video. We're also going to be talking about the brand's history, where the brand is coming from and where the brand is heading. And with that being said, let's get into the video. But before we jump into the video, I want to say a quick thank you to everybody that has subscribed to this channel. I want to thank everybody that has liked, commented, and basically has engaged with my content, has watched my videos, because we are officially monetized. This is great news in the house today. We're officially monetized on this channel and I am super excited. Wanted to say big thank you again. Now we're ready. So Panerai in general, being a brand that started in 1860s, it's been a very long time, and when you do something for so long, you better be good at it. You better know what you're doing. And this seems to be the case with Panerai up until the last few years. Panerai has, not long after they started their first shop in Florence, Italy, they started having or signing contracts with the Italian royals and making watches for their military. That was great news. That could only mean one thing, that their watches were special and that their watches were tough, in my opinion at least. Their watches have been proven from time to time, again and again, to be absolutely indestructible, to be absolutely unique and just standing out all the time. If you look at a Panerai, the way it's designed, it's just iconic, and it can be spotted from across any room, from as far as you possibly can. If you see a picture of a celebrity, as blurry and as far as they are, you will be able to notice that that is a Panerai, and you cannot confuse it for anything else. And that, I think, is a great thing, because you will confuse a lot of watches with the Submariner. You will confuse a lot of the watches with so many other brands, but a Panerai literally cannot be confused. It's just that unique. So now, in the last few years, I genuinely think that Panerai has done a few mistakes. I feel like they have, or they were able somehow to completely divide the watch community down the middle in lovers and haters. Now, haters will always be out there, but half the watch community, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like Panerai for the recent things that they have done. And one of the things that they have done that completely upset the watch community was the new models that they've released a few years ago that were 42 millimeters with 30 meters of water resistance. Now, 42 millimeters, that means great news for Panerai and their lovers, because not everybody can just rock a 44, 46, 47 millimeter watch. That's for big dudes, that's for big guys. I have a 44 millimeter on my wrist today. Sometimes I feel like I can pull it, and sometimes I feel like it's too big. I am right there. If you have a wrist anything smaller than mine, you cannot wear it. It's just too chunky. So 42 millimeter, that meant great news. But the watch is 30 meters of water resistance. I mean, I understand very good that not every watch that is sold and bought will go through hell. I understand that not every watch is going to be put through mud and water, deep waters, and basically through, tough activities, right? There is a lot of office people that are not into hiking, hunting, anything like that, just more chill. So those people would probably never need their Panerai to be, 300 meters of water resistance, or to just be any tough. They don't need that. So I understand that they have tried to, give watches to basically every market, or to be appealing, or make models that basically anyone can buy. But if you just stand back and look a little bit at where they're coming from, considering that their watches have just been tough, indestructible, I don't think anything could come close to Panerai. That's how good they were. And then you take it and you just make it this finicky dress watch. It just feels like it doesn't belong. A few years ago, when Rolex has released their new Explorer 1 two-tone, that Rolex, the Explorer 1 has been a field watch. The Explorer 1 has been a watch that made it to Everest. Just a watch that, I mean, if you make it to Everest, then there's no other place on earth that that watch won't do well. And then do something to it to give to us, you know, a new Explorer 1, you just add some gold. There's nothing more tough and toolish than some precious metal. There's just nothing that screams out there that take me anywhere through the mud and through anything than some precious gold, right? No, 100% no. It just does not belong there. Now, are there a lot of people that are very careful with their watches? They treat their watches super nice, they love them, they'll never put them through anything other than office and home. They would like an Explorer 1 with a little bling. There are 100%, but it's not a majority. It's a small minority. So I don't know if it's necessary to make a model or a watch that is appealing to some minority. I don't know. I might be wrong, but with Panerai that is the case. The other thing that I don't like about Panerai is their limited edition. They have so many models that are limited to a certain number. Limited to 300, limited to 1,000, limited to 1,500. It gets to a point where if you constantly make limited to a certain number or limited edition, it's just not special anymore. Because I don't know what is. They have so many models that at some point, if I see a guy with one, I can't even tell if it's real or not. Like, I would not be able to tell. But if they would constantly make watches with like different metals, different numbers, limited to that, limited to that, it gets to a point where it's like, I'm not sure, did they make that watch or no? Is that a real thing or it's not? I have the exact same problem with Omega Speedmaster. Speedmaster comes in so many different dials, so many fun colors dials again. It gets to a point where I am not sure if that's a real one or not. It gets to a point where because I am not sure, it's just not that special anymore. It's not appealing anymore. Same thing with the Panerai. If it's constantly limited to a certain number, I have one of 1,000. You have one of 1,500. Now you have one that is a little bit of a different model out of 300. And it's like, okay, so we all have limited editions? Where is the specialty in that? It gets to a point where there's no specialty. So for brands that constantly make watches that are limited, it's not good. It's never been a good idea. You don't make them special. That's simple as that. So with that being said, this is my opinion about what Panerai is doing wrong. This is why there are so many people that just turn away from the brand and just don't think that it's necessary to buy a Panerai in 2023, or if it's worth it. They don't think it is. But what do I think that Panerai should do to be right? I think that the models that they already have, I think they just should leave them the way they are. Because it's a product that sells itself. People who love Panerai will always love Panerai the way it is, because that is what made the brand. And the one thing that they should focus is to give us a new model. They should keep the Luminor Marina, the Radiomir, Submersible, they should keep them the way they are. Have fun a little bit, sure they do with bronze, they have, fun with different straps, with different, size, I get it. But give us a new model, focus on a new model. Give us something new. The old product, like I said, it just sells itself. Panerai no longer needs marketing for the Luminor Marina. They don't need marketing for any of their existing models. We just know them, we love them, we adore them, we appreciate them. But maybe they should focus on giving us something totally new. Instead of just taking that same model or product and trashing it, putting gold on it, 30 meters of water resist and things like that. I just don't think it works. I also think that they should give us more models, even in the old ones and even in the new ones that they ever release, I hope, that are 42 millimeters. I think it would be very nice to have more 42 millimeters, but with the exact same specs and configuration as a tough one, with 300 meters of water resistance, closed crown with the lever action and all that. I get it. They should give us that the incredible specs that the old watches have, but in a smaller size. So I think that they should really focus on that, giving us a new model and then giving us more smaller sizes, and just really keep the old models the way they were. So this is my take on Panerai. I know I haven't reviewed this particular one that I have on my wrist in a lot more details. You know, PAM 0111. If you guys want me to make a video, let me know down in the comments. I will know, and I will make a specific video on this one for the people that are interested. If not, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the brand. If you guys agree with me, drop me a like, subscribe to the channel because it's free, it costs you nothing, but it makes a big difference for me. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.